You're listening to Christian Audio's production of Prepare, Living Your Faith in an Increasingly Hostile Culture by J. Paul Nyquist. This book is read by Geoffrey. This audio recording was produced in 2016 by Christian Audio, which owns the copyright. No portion of this recording may be reproduced for any reason without prior written consent from Christian Audio. This edition issued by contractual arrangement with Moody Publishers. Originally published in English as Prepare, Living Your Faith in an Increasingly Hostile Culture, copyright 2015 by J. Paul Nyquist, all rights reserved. Please visit ChristianAudio.com, Facebook.com/ChristianAudio, or Twitter.com/ChristianAudio to offer your impressions of this work and to explore additional titles. Introduction. To be right with God has often meant to be in trouble with men. A.W. Tozer. In October of 2014, 5 Houston area pastors were ordered by the city government to turn over any sermons, emails, and text messages dealing with homosexuality, gender issues, or Houston Mayor Annise Parker. The city's subpoena came as opposition mobilized against Houston's new non-discrimination ordinance, Houston Equal Rights Ordinance, otherwise known as HERO, which, among other things, allowed men and women to interchangeably use restrooms. A petition drive gained nearly 3 times the necessary signatures to place a referendum on the ballot. When the city threw out the petitions, a lawsuit resulted. The 5 pastors were not parties to the lawsuit. While deeply opposed to the morality of the new ordinance, they had not taken any legal action. They had merely encouraged their church members to sign the petitions. Yet the city powerfully moved in an effort to silence their voices. It demanded they turn over all communications. If they refused to comply with the subpoena, they were threatened with contempt of court and jail. This would be a shocking development in any state of our union. In Texas, which sits squarely in the buckle of the Bible Belt, this is nearly incomprehensible. Mayor Parker later rescinded the subpoenas after the city's action sparked negative reaction nationwide. But the controversy demonstrates what we're in for as believers. Get ready. An exciting yet terrifying era is beginning for American believers. As cultural changes sweep our country, we'll soon be challenged to live out what the Bible says about confronting and responding to persecution. For nearly 250 years, Christians in America were able to live in relative freedom from persecution. We escaped because our society historically embraced and promoted biblical values. Our founding fathers penned a constitution esteeming religious freedom and establishing that rights come from God, not the government. Foreign leaders have recognized America's uniqueness ever since the early years of our nation. While this can be a blessing, the freedom we have enjoyed makes us an outlier among the nations. Believers in much of the world regularly encounter persecution, prosecution, and even execution. The World Evangelical Fellowship estimates 200 million Christians live under a daily threat of imprisonment or torture. Twice as many reside where laws discriminate against them. Persecution is the global norm. Americans are the anomaly. But we're witnessing an epic change in our culture, a spiritual climate shift threatening to reshape life as we know it. Hostility and intolerance are replacing toleration. Rejection and even hatred are pushing aside acceptance. John S. Dickerson, in his well-researched book, The Great Evangelical Recession, writes, "In the coming decades, United States evangelicals will be tested as never before by the ripping and tearing of external cultural change, a force more violent than many of us expect. Evangelicism in the United States has stood strong through centuries of difficulties and setbacks. She has not seen anything quite like what she will see in the next 50 years. What's coming? Dickerson makes 4 observations. 1. The United States' broader host culture is changing faster than most of us realize. 2. The change includes pro-homosexuality and anti-Christian reaction. 3. The rate of change will accelerate as the oldest 2 generations die, taking their traditional values and votes with them. 4.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?